From a famous actor marrying his stepdaughter, to another wanting her children to experiment with drugs, we take a look at the 10 most disturbing parents in Hollywood. Number 10. Gwyneth Paltrow. So what exactly would make someone an arrogant, pretentious snob? Only letting their children watch TV in Spanish or French? Requiring meals of brown rice stir-fry and kale chips with a dessert of flaxseed oil? These are just a few examples of why Gwyneth Paltrow is disturbing as a parent. She's been quoted as saying that being a mom has challenges, but it's not like being on set. Well, Gwyneth, it's a good thing for Apple and Moses, your children, that you're a supermom and you can do all that on your own. Oh wait, you have nannies and assistants to do all that for you. Just make sure they're not using shampoos because they cause asthma and autism. Number 9. Pamela Anderson. To be fair, most of what we know about Pamela Anderson seems to be pretty solid parenting. But it was a little out there when she was quoted as saying, "We want them to practice safe sex, drink, and experiment with drugs in moderation." While this in itself doesn't seem like that big of a deal, at the time her children were just 12 and 15 years old. Knowing that their father consumed a lot of drugs in his day, and their mother got naked on camera for a living, it seems that getting them started at such a young age might be somewhat questionable. Number 8. Giselle. Giselle and Tom Brady are well-known, beautiful people, and when they had a baby, everybody knew about it. But when this child was 6 months old and Giselle claimed he was already potty trained, it caused average parents to call bullshit. Even though the baby wasn't old enough to walk, Giselle claimed he could do his business on the training toilet. She said it only took a few minutes to hold him over the toilet after he'd eaten. Wouldn't it be nice if your children went to the bathroom on schedule? Giselle claims that the reason she did things this way was that, quote, diapers pollute the environment. Number 7. John Travolta and Kelly Preston. It's no surprise that John Travolta can be somewhat eccentric, but it became much more obvious when he and wife Kelly Preston became parents. The two actors' oldest and now sadly deceased son, Jet, was autistic. But due to their religion, Scientology, Travolta and Preston weren't allowed to admit it, discuss it, or even get him assistance. When their children were born, the parents were required to have silent births because Scientology requires total silence in the birthing room. That's right, no screaming, no talking, so that the babies can come out calm and relaxed. So did it work? According to Preston, yes. She says, quote, "My kids have always been amazing, calm, and peaceful. I absolutely know it's pretty much because of that." Number 6. Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. As if being a child of divorce isn't hard enough, having celebrity parents who air your dirty laundry all over the world can make it even worse. Their daughter, Ireland, received a nasty voicemail from her father, saying, quote, "You are a rude, thoughtless little pig. You don't have the brains or the decency as a human being. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old or that you're a child or that your mother is a thoughtless pain in the ass who doesn't care about what you do as far as I'm concerned. Once again, I've made an ass of myself trying to get a phone. You've humiliated me for the last time with this phone." Receiving that message alone would be embarrassing. When your mother turns around and leaks it to the media, your headaches just continue to get worse. Number 5. Ryan O'Neal. Being 12 years old can be awkward for both boys and girls. Many parents try to connect with their kids by taking them to an amusement park or maybe a sporting event. Actor Ryan O'Neal decided to take his 12-year-old daughter, Tatum, to an opium-fueled orgy. 2 years prior, at age 10, Tatum became the youngest Oscar winner in history. Her reward from her father? A slap rather than a congratulations. Ryan even had a drug dealer who had molested Tatum when she was a little girl. Who did he blame? His daughter, of course, for, quote, leading him on. Number 4. Mayim Bialik. Mayim Bialik began acting as a child, getting her start in the TV show Blossom. She continued her acting career with The Big Bang Theory and is a parent and has a PhD. So, of course, she must know what she's talking about, right? With her doctorate in neuroscience, focusing on the hypothalamic activity in patients with Prader-Willi syndrome, she's got to be the greatest parent ever to live. Well, not exactly. I mean, unless you would trust your dentist to fix your motorcycle. Let's get to the point, though. Bialik is an advocate for attachment parenting. That term may not sound so familiar, but you've probably heard of the concept, which includes, among other things, breastfeeding your children as long as they want. It pretty much promotes the same type of behaviors that make us similar to other primates, basically because nature intended it that way. Well, Mayim, nature gave us the ability to go to the bathroom whenever and wherever we want to, but there are reasons that people in civilized society created bathrooms. Number 3. Alicia Silverstone. If you're looking for information on parenting, the people who probably have the most experience are other parents, right? But for some reason, our society looks to celebrities to figure out how to do things. So when Alicia Silverstone, the star of the movie Clueless, came out with a book on parenting, some flocked to it, and with others, it raised an eyebrow. Silverstone is a high school graduate, and decided that since she has children, this qualifies her to write a book about parenting. Here are some highlights. Don't put diapers on your kids, let them go in the grass instead. Share a family bed. Avoid all vaccinations. We could go on, but you get the picture. So, if you want to read a book from an actress who chewed up her son's food and spit it into his mouth to feed him, it's available, but we're not exactly recommending it. Number 2. Jenny McCarthy. We all know that sometimes things happen to us that are beyond our control. For Jenny McCarthy, after finding out her son was diagnosed with autism, she decided to go on a rampage blaming vaccines. Her celebrity status and her financial standing gave her a platform and the means to get information out to misinformed parents. Of course, there are medical professionals and scientific testing that has been done on the topic, but if you would rather take scientific advice from an actress because she has a big mouth and plenty of money, that's your right as well. But here's the kicker. McCarthy's son was miraculously healed of his autism. Of course, because of the wonderful alternative healing methods that McCarthy herself gave him. She has, of course, gone around touting these unproven methods, but the common belief is that her son was misdiagnosed to begin with. Number 1. Woody Allen. Of course, the list of odd and eclectic parents could go on for days. But of every parent mentioned on this list, by far the worst is Woody Allen. This guy didn't have weird parenting methods. He went all out and married his own stepdaughter. Now, you can make the argument that he wasn't her biological father because she was adopted and the relationship didn't start until she was 19, but you still have to stop and think. Allen adopted her when she was 6, so he played daddy for her for 13 years, then married her. Of course, this was all hush-hush from Allen's longtime girlfriend, Mia Farrow, and it even went on for 2 years before she discovered nude photos of the young girl and brought it up to him. When faced with being caught, Allen and his stepdaughter/future wife stuck to their guns and stayed together. Gross. If you liked this video, why not hit that like button? And remember to hit the subscribe button for more videos every 2 days.